you trust your crypto assets to centralized exchanges that actively sell your private information and front run your trades? Would you like to buy and sell your assets without any middlemen, intermediaries, or robots? Do you like paying slippage, fees, and having the price go up as bots steal from you on low liquidity decentralized exchanges? The solution is nodemarket.io. Set your guaranteed buy or sell price. No middlemen, no slippage, no bots, ever. Buy or sell 1, 10, or even 10 million tokens, and you never have to worry. OTC trades are between you and the seller or buyer, guaranteed by audited smart contracts and no human middlemen. Nodemarket.io.
Oh, I almost got through them. I got through a lot of them. Hold on.
You got through most of them.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Happy Node. What's up, Charlene? Raymond, Bitcoin, Candy, Jason.
You sound like you're talking to somebody you're about to break up with.
John. Oh, who does that sound like then?
Hey, Susan, listen.
Hey, Susan, listen, it's not you, it's me.
It's not going to work out. It's not you. It's me not liking you.
It's me struggling with you.
Okay. What did somebody said? I just want to be rich. Everybody wants to be rich. We don't even know what rich is. Let's do a rich experiment real quick before we even get anything started. What does everyone think you should make? Don't put what you think I think you think. Put what you think. What do you think it would take? What's your rich number per month? Like extra cash each month. Let's break it down to something you could actually achieve. 100 million a month.
I think they responded before you got to the final of the question.
I'm like, that would be rich. That would be rich.
10 grand a month.
All right. Okay.
30
a month. Oh, Cisco, it's because you're balling out of control, bro.
75,000 a month.
Sheesh.
There we
Bob?
go.
Damn, Bob.
Bob knows what's happening.
What kind of bills you got going on there, Bob?
I'm gonna go hang out with Bob. Me and Bob, we're gonna hang out.
I think I agree with Jen. 10 per person after bills paid. An extra 10. Yeah. That's what I think.
70 grand a month for me. Wait, are you talking like all my kids too? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Extra. No. Beyond your bills, buddy. If you got a bunch of kids, 4K, that's not bad. That's doable. Depending on where you live, if you had an extra 4,000, like $1,000 a month. I mean, sorry, 1,000 a week. Because really, unless you're being stupid, even if you went to the movies every single night, if you went out to dinner every night, you're not spending on you at least. So this is a buy per person. You're not spending $150 each night eating. Where are you eating?
How much? 150?
No, like so that if you had an extra 1,000 a week, that's actually probably you're living a pretty relaxed lifestyle. I don't know if I would say rich. I think you have an extra 2K a week. You can do anything, like anything. You can go to the nicest restaurants, and that's per person. You can do anything you want with 2,000 because you could say, okay, I'm going to go on a vacation and maybe it's 4,000, but you're not going to go on vacation every week. At the most you would go every other week, right? If you went on, matter of fact, you could go on a week. This is crazy. I was in Mexico at this resort that's badass. The one that I was at last time.
Oh yeah, that one
The
was way cool. You had that thing
Ryu,
in your room.
that
In your
place is so
room.
awesome. The Ryu Palace, Maya, whatever. That's the one I'm going to keep going to because it's so great. And it was cheaper than living in LA. I could live full meals. I'm telling you, I could live at that resort cheaper than it cost me to live in Los Angeles. Crazy, right? 20K a month, that's living it. Yeah, 20 is, you got an extra 20. I think maybe that's the thing. Like 15 to 20K, you're there. But I think 10K extra. So there was a survey. I've told you guys all about this millions of times, but there was a survey that said that if you had 8,000 a month in one of these non-coastal cities, because you have to figure that the coastal cities are more expensive, but in a regular, normal human city in America, you have $8,000 a month extra per person. You have 90% of the actual joy, happiness, stress relief, just like overall happiness of someone with many millions of dollars. So you're like, well, then that should be everyone's first goal, is just to get to that first 10K extra a month. And you will just feel so relaxed. And if you have, like Brandon, 74 kids, you need $740,000 a month extra. We have to be successful or Brandon can't be happy.
That's bottom line. I think we've gotten round trip on that one. Everybody understands it now. Hey, real quick, Diane, I reset your password for you real quick. It's your first and last name. No uppercase. Hurry and go reset it. Go.
Ready to
go.
Chase asks, what are the differences between hyper AI boxes? I don't know. I don't know that they've tested. One has a lot of memory. I mean, I would always go.
One of them just has more hard drive space.
What, like 2 terabyte hard drive or something?
Yeah, 2 terabyte instead of a 256. And then the rest, I don't know. But holy crap, we're not even going to get into that. But good luck.
No, they'll get it sorted out. They're figuring it out. If you email them, they'll put you on the list. They were trying to use like a sales thing where you like sign it. They didn't set that up because they don't take crypto payments for the hyper AI boxes, which I thought was weird, but that was the person that was in charge of it. That's not Hypercycle. Hypercycle's like, yes, why would we not take crypto? So they're just, remember that the hyper AI box is a separate entity that's doing that. It's a separate, it's outside the chain. So Hypercycle is giving them software and they're paying for it, but it's another company that's actually doing the manufacture and then another group of people that are handling the sales. So don't feel,
which I think it must be just their credit card things down or something, or their processors having problems. So I asked them if I could help. So if I can help, then we'll let you know. But
yes, that's the one, Chance. That's the one. It's badass, right? That's
Hotel
the one I'm going to go back.
Ryu Palace.
Yeah,
Ryu?
it's so awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. That's the next one. When we go and do a group vacation, that's where we're going.
Let's do it. February.
Yeah. Well, we should do it after Compute rolls out.
Yeah, we should. Like a big old celebration.
A Compute party.
That's a good idea. Computer pata.
Compute party. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to live in a city. I want to buy a mountain. Shit. If you buy a mountain, you're rich. I mean, if you can afford any size mountain of any size, if they call it a mountain, you're rich.
That's my mountain over there.
Yeah.
Look, there's my mountain.
Get off my mountain. Go climb up your mountain. Let's see. U.S. families with 2 people have an annual median income of 75K. Yeah, but think about that. With 2 people, that's 2 people's income. That means it's probably, there may be a breadwinner there of 50 or 60, or maybe the breadwinner's at 7. I don't know, man. I mean, in LA, you can't do that. You cannot survive off
I don't
that.
even think you can live on that here if you have a kid by any means.
Kids are expensive.
Kids,
they want stuff.
Gosh.
They just want stuff all the time.
And then my oldest kid, he keeps wrecking the car, dude.
Well, maybe
this old Honda, he keeps running into things like it's a crash and derby.
Maybe you should
man.
Teach him how to drive.
Yeah, you would think. Maybe
Dad,
let him start driving at 12.
Does Hypercycle have the tech to make blockchains that aren't compatible with each other compatible? Well, other blockchains can simply leverage Hypercycle. It's not a bridge. You can wrap other assets in the Hypercycle wrapper
The ultimate, yeah, that's going to be the ultimate save all, is when somebody can figure out a contract that will automatically wrap whatever's coming into it immediately and unwrap it on the way out. That's it. That's the key. And it's the wrappers. That's what you need. Which is partially what an 1155 is, but
yeah.
So they're going to have to leverage that.
Multi-asset is coming. Multi-protocol is coming. We're just not there yet. Because a lot of these companies are really tribal. Although Hypercycle has a way, you're probably going to see a lot of other companies quietly leveraging Hypercycle to do all sorts of transactions. There is a good argument that a lot of these protocols might not be necessary.
Like a good argument. You mean we don't need 78,422 different types of crypto?
I mean, maybe 2.
You mean to tell me? You're telling me.
Oh yeah. Oh, interestingly, I read an article that 2 of the former executives from Algorand have joined Cardano to work on a new stablecoin project. One of them was one of the ex-CEOs. It's kind of cool. So, I mean, anybody looking at the crypto space, where are most of the assets coalesced? Other than Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's stable coins. Like, not even, this is like obvious. So there is a market there. I just, my only frustration with Cardano is, man, they are slow to get out of the gate. And I get why, because it's very principled. It's very rigorous study and peer review. But man, you got to make something that people use at some point. At some point, you need something that somebody uses somewhere, sometime. And they haven't so far got that. I mean, there's, if we're being honest, there's more real world utility for Hypercycle than any of these other assets other than Bitcoin. And then you could argue Ethereum is a facilitator, but then you have to make the argument that people are using crypto in a meaningful way. And in the real world that we live in, they are not. I mean, there's nothing that you do. You can do it better with a lot of digital asset type scenarios, but there's nothing that you do in your day-to-day life that's right now made better because crypto. Not like nothing. Now you could say, well, I like my banking to be on my own, and I like to have my own bank accounts. I like my own crypto accounts, all this kind of stuff. And I've made money, but making money that's not a use case. Like getting paid, bro, is not a use case. Yeah, we're doing good because we're investing in the space. And hopefully, like we talked about yesterday for a minute, we're exiting some profits on a regular basis. But what isn't any different is the real world is not really any different because crypto. Nothing.
I got to take this real quick because we have an example and then an announcement. We have an example and then an announcement because this is perfect.
Okay.
Just now, somebody bought 18 Ethereum worth of fetch. So it's 100,000 fetch, which isn't like a mind-blowing amount. It jumped the price of fetch 7% in that one transaction. Nick, what happened there, buddy? 7% in one transaction. It jumped the price of fetch, right?
I know what they didn't do. Oh, do you want to tell people?
That's where we're leading. This is the lead-in. This is it. This is happening.
Let's see it.
So guess what we have over on Node Market right now? We got Fetch. We have Fetch. It's finally listed on Node Market. We finally got gas low enough last night to where we could deploy the rest of we deployed half the contract 2 days ago, and then we could deploy the rest of the contract for Fetch last night when gas wasn't 50. Gway. Oh my gosh. It dropped down like below 10 for like a brief second. We were like on hair trigger. Anyway, so Fetch is there. You can now trade Fetch over on the OTC, which is actually a really big one because Fetch has a lot of volume. And so once we start our whole marketing plan, we're going to be reaching out to those communities and helping them migrate over to node market for these transactions where they will have zero slippage because they can set limit prices.
Yeah. We're
So
bringing a
this
lot
is
more.
gonna
We're
be-
bringing a lot more tokens too. Like we're going to bring Ocean. We're going to bring a lot of these projects, but some of them we can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep in mind too, this OTC exchange is just on top of what our main function is over here, being that it's the node license market. So this is just all extra, but it's like so much extra. It's like mind blowing.
Yeah.
So this is really cool.
Okay. So let's get to. Let me see. Was there any? Let's see. Because Hypercycle is ledgerless. Well, yeah, Hypercycle is ledgerless, but it posts. It basically reconciles transactions every few seconds back to some ledger. But Hypercycle itself doesn't have a ledger. It's a ledgerless blockchain. So I guess you guys are kind of both correct. Okay.
Yes, I can definitely probably not do that.
VeChain,
right
Munga, stop it. Stop it. VeChain is VeChain was an idea that may have had utility, the idea of blockchain provenance and things like that, and like supply chain and logistical tracking and all this. Sounds good. Never got off the ground. Still hasn't gotten off the ground. I own some. It's still sitting over at Fetch in their little 1.5%, not Fetch, sitting at Bitrue at their 1.5% powered piggy bank thing. But no one, I mean, I'm not gonna say no one, but pretty much no one is using VeChain. Well, no one's using Fetch either, if we're being honest. There's a lot of testing of all these things. This is the greater argument is lots of testing, lots of cool ideas, tons of crypto jargon, not a lot of real world use. Yeah, it may have some utility, but there's no use. No one's using it. There's no wide scale adoption. It's like, you know, and then these things in a vacuum can perform really well. Like you've got a bunch of people talking up Solana right now. They're stupid because Solana is about to get dumped when FTX facilitates their bankruptcy. No one cares.
Did you see there's like 3 bids right now to buy FTX to relaunch it?
Oh God, who's going to trust that pile?
That's what I'm saying. I was like wondering, like, who's going to go through that and be like, yeah, I want to put my money back over at FTX.
Yeah, that seems like something I'd do.
That sounds about right. Wouldn't that? I don't know. Whatever.
What was up with gas yesterday? Yeah, so what happens, this is the gas paradox. For those of you that don't understand how Ethereum works, you pay Ethereum fees in gas. When the network is more busy, the gas fees go up. When the price of the token does better, the cost of gas goes up because you're paying for gas in terms of Ethereum. So the problem is that as the network becomes more popular and there's more use of it, it gets more expensive. And that's the fee paradox. And that's why this thing, it will get to a point where it gets too expensive and people quit using it. And then in came the layer twos and the side chains. And the idea was like, well, that's fine. Then people will just use those. Okay, well, if they'll use those, why do I need to hold Ethereum? And why should Ethereum be $1,700? Probably shouldn't. Probably should be like, you know, $40 a token or whatever.
Better. You can come over to this site too, where you check the gas tracker and you can see what's using the Ethereum. And Uniswap's usually number 1 on this. So what that means is when Ethereum starts jumping, people get all this unfounded confidence in altcoins, in like the animal coins and things like that. So they're swapping on Uniswap a lot. So you'll go through the transactions of like any of those DEX tokens and you'll see like tons of transactions going through and people are trading for micro amounts. And it just pulls gas like crazy.
Brandon, can you post more cheap Fetch?
Yeah, I mean, of course, definitely. You do want to just send it my way. I'll give you my wallet address and then I'll go post it for super cheap and give you all the rewards, net the fees.
Let's see. Brandon bought 8 nodes 2 days ago through the OTC. I don't see it. My guess is it's one of the NFTs that's in the hidden folder in your OpenSea account.
Yeah,
if you're looking through OpenSea.
I told him to email me. We'll figure it out either way. I put my email right there.
It's in there.
Right.
It's there.
Right here. Anyway.
Bring AR. We can't. It's not an Ethereum-based token. we're not onboarding other protocols right now. Say, I like what you're doing, but you're wrong on VeChain. Let us see. Well, no, we're not, there's not a wrong or right. Neither of us are right. Neither of us are wrong. If these are just opinions, man. So, but my opinion on it's been right the entire time. The price can go up and the price can go down, but companies aren't using VeChain. That's not an opinion. That's just go look. There's a lot of people testing, but no one's using. Same thing with Cardano. Tons of people testing. Same thing with Algorand. All these businesses testing. No one's using. And it's not just VeChain, Munga. And I know you like it. My guess is that you like it a lot because you own a lot of it. That tends to influence the way we like or dislike projects. And that's okay
I love
too.
hypercycle.
But what I would urge you to do is go and look at production partnerships. Look at who's using the product, actually using the product. And the answer is like basically nobody. But again, that's not just VeChain. That's a lot of projects. And that's one of my general criticisms. I don't think it's the end of Solana. Solana is, none of these projects ever die. You can go look at projects that have been around like since 2014. They still kind of survive. It's just that as people become more educated, Solana does not make a lot of sense. Their history of, like, even from their inception, the whole thing was a VC pump scammy. It's just the whole thing was scammy. You're like, no, you're wrong about that. Okay, cool. Well, then the VCs pushed that token, including FTX, and there was a huge amount of money they spent on press to push that specific token. You know, you don't believe that? Fine. You don't have to believe that, even though it happened. Okay. They pushed it all up, and then the network started crashing over and over and over. It's crashed more than any protocol layer, like any 3 protocol layers combined. Over and over and over, crashes. 60 hours, 72 hours, 48 hours, over and over. Well, you can't not believe that because there's like a huge track record of it. Then the devs got caught. They say it was a mistake. Well, first they denied it. 12.3 million tokens. This is when the price was around $200. You want to do the math on that? Yeah, it's in the billions. They got caught hiding, parking, allocating, whatever you want to call it. They took 12.3 million tokens and pushed them into a little wallet they had control over. And then they got caught. And then they said, we're going to, oh yeah. Well, first they denied it. Then they got outed on Twitter, back when it was Twitter, and they got exposed. And then they said, oh yeah, you know what? This was a mistake. We didn't mean that. We didn't mean to basically steal $2 billion worth of currency units. That's not what we meant. We were doing it as part of this thing. It was going to go to help create, it was a bunch of bullshit. They got caught. They said, you know what? We're going to burn them. We're going to burn the tokens, because that's what you do when you're a good quality project that's really planned your runway out and created the correct amount of tokens, right? Is you burn them. So they were going to burn them because they got caught stealing them. Did they burn them? Anyone? They burnt 3 million of the 12.3 million, 12.4, something like that. And then when they were asked, hey, are you going to burn the rest? They're like, let's just get past this. What do you mean, let's just get past this? And I've heard a bunch of crypto companies say this. Let's just get past this. Tron is another one. Justin Sun. Sorry, piece of shit. That dude got caught copying and pasting parts of the Ethereum white paper into the Tron white paper. Like, just copy and paste. And they said
he didn't even use ChatGPT to like mix it up.
No.
What the heck?
Copy and paste. He got caught and he goes, so what? Let's just move past this. What do you mean just move past this? You just plagiarized the Ethereum white paper, you piece of shit. Justin Sun is trash. See, at least the dudes at Solana, well, I can't really say that because they're pretty sketchy too. Justin Sun's, but as sketchy as they are, Justin Sun may be worse. Like, he's actually on the run from the cops. He can't even come back to the United States. So, like, there are still scummy, sketchy projects out there, and people still pour dumb money into them. And I know this sounds bad, but everybody I know that doesn't really understand crypto, not everybody, but a lot of people, when you hear new people getting into crypto, they're into meme coins. They usually own Pepe. Oh, Pepe, bro.
Pepe.
They'll Doge. They're still Doge fans because Elon's going to make Doge the world currency because he obviously runs the world. And they own Solana. And they're like, it's an Ethereum killer. Like, Ethereum is the Ethereum killer. That's why there's layer twos. It's already self-killed itself. But there's nothing better. That's the problem. People can be like, well, what's the next Ethereum killer? There hasn't been one Ethereum killer other than Ethereum. You know what kills Ethereum? High prices and crappy, speeds and a weird global state situation where you don't exactly know how many Ethereum there are at any one time because they have a state problem. Like those kinds of things kill Ethereum. And yet people still only basically 90% of all these transactions are Ethereum transactions. No one cares. Same thing with USDT. Is it a scam? Absolutely. Are there 60 something billion Tether? No. Is there money to back all the Tether? Absolutely not. Have they ever been audited successfully? Nope. And does anyone give a shit? No. No one cares. There's a weird, here's another one. The US government, not only, there's a thing called the Overton window. Do you guys know where this is? Where it's like, you'll let the government do things within a certain kind of realm. Like, okay, they'll sit within this kind of space where they'll do what's basically best. They'll keep taxes to equal the amount of money they print out of thin air and all this kind of stuff. That's like this Overton window concept. When you go past that, you get to a point where we are now, where now there's more money in debt created in debt service than like debt service is basically the same as GDP now, maybe higher. So like, does anyone here think that the US government will ever pay off the debt? Like that the debt will ever be paid? Ever? Do you guys know in 2033, Social Security is completely
Bankrupt.
done,
Gone.
finished, broken. They then have to start cutting back payments because there's no more money left in the fund. As of and that's the right now numbers that if there's no inflationary effects, 2033, done, finished. Then they have to start doing all sorts of weird shit. And so who do you think is going to write that check? They can either tax everyone to the moon, but you can't get blood out of a rock. You can't tax if there's no money to cut. Okay. Or they can print it. But if the government prints it, remember they're printing by selling treasury debt. Treasury sells debt, and that's how they print. They debt finance. So who's going to buy all of the debt that they create? Like if you add 10 times the amount of volume and treasury securities to the treasury market, it can't absorb that because at a certain point, no one else in the world is going to keep buying US debt to the same extent. It's not like they're going to stop buying US debt, but to the same extent. And if there was now 10 for every one treasuries that was issued, they're not going to absorb that. So who's going to absorb it? Oh, well, the Fed will buy it. With what? The Fed doesn't have money. The Fed buys by borrowing money from the treasury and putting into a financing operation. So like, what are they? So then they would have to sell debt to give money to the treasury to buy the debt that they're selling to the treasury through the treasury to the Fed. It's just a stupid circle. And at some point people go, what the smoke? Yes. And UBI is coming. So like, I don't know, man. So I guess part of my thing is I hope that in crypto and AI and all of these things that we eventually accomplish will, help some of this stuff. I don't know. What do you think, Brandon? You think we're going to get some cool AI, some AGI that helps us solve all of the stupid human financing problems? The US is never paying off that debt, ever.
I think crypto is going to be the solution to everything at the end of the day. Then nobody will have debt anywhere because it's going to be a global currency.
You old
Perfect.
rosy-eyed son bitch. I
Perfect.
like your style.
Let's go. Hey, let's go behind the wall here.
Let's go behind the wall.
30 minutes in. I got some
Woo!
stuff to talk about here. This is gonna be
Ooh,
good.
we got stuff to talk about. All right. Well, let me go back to here. Let me go here. Let me go here. Let me go here. And let me go here.
We're going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.